Good morning, just finished a morning workout and wanted to talk about why you shouldn't focus on the perfect workout, the perfect day, the perfect meal plan, and why imperfect action is actually the secret. And the reason being is that sometimes we think that, I'm not really feeling it, I need to be doing this exercise, should I be doing this, is my heart rate up enough, have I pushed myself hard enough, maybe I'm not feeling achy, but actually imperfect action is how you're going to know what's going to work, what isn't going to work. When it comes to exercise, when it comes to nutrition, getting it done is the key thing. So if you're sometimes not really feeling it, you like wake up, you've got sometimes be honest with yourself and go, you know what, I need a rest. But sometimes there's always something that you can do, and I can pretty much guarantee you'll feel better from doing it. Like even today, I did not feel like doing a workout this morning. Did a workout, now I feel so much better. It wasn't the best workout, it was pretty average for what I would expect. But guess what? I feel so much better, I've got it done, and guess what? Keeps the momentum going. I know what worked, I know what didn't work, I've got a bit more feedback, and actually I've learned that actually today, I was feeling a bit rubbish, I was gonna not do it, okay, I was justifying it. I was justifying. I had a busy day yesterday, busy morning, first aid course, busy evening. Then I was like, today, busy day, we've got personal training clients, one-to-ones, classes, then our education program starting, another busy day, probably should, and I thought, I'll just try it. Do a 3-minute test. And this is something I want you to apply today for imperfect action. Try it for 3 minutes. If after 3 minutes you cannot be bothered, you feel like it's not for me today, give yourself permission to stop. At worst, you've done 3 minutes. And when you look at research on going from 0 to 1, that's where the biggest benefit is. If you look at some of the data out there coming out on diabetes, and then you look at insulin resistance, then you look at what the impact's like, look at stand-up desks have just blown up over the last 5-10 years or so. And it's for good reason. There's research on seating for long periods of time just isn't good. And this is why imperfect action, there is no such thing as the perfect workout. It will never exist. Like, it was only the other day someone said that they went for a run, like a short run, and they were like, I wasn't going to do it, and they got a personal best. And it was like, so random. I wasn't feeling good. And sometimes that happens, and the more you show up, the more likely you are to actually have the perfect workout, rather than wait for the perfect time to try and do the perfect workout. It's really weird when you think about it like that. You're more likely to find the perfect time, the perfect workout, by showing up more when it feels imperfect. That's my advice for you today. So what imperfect thing are you going to do today? What's something you can do today that is definitely not the perfect time to do? That's my challenge to you. The more you do that, the more you're going to figure out. And guess what? Worst case, it doesn't work. Worst case, you look a little bit silly. You know what? At least you've done it. That's more than 9 out of 10 people out there. And actually, isn't it hard anyway? Isn't it hard anyway? And then it comes back to, are we just worried about what other people think, or how we might look to other people? Who cares if it makes us fitter, healthier, and happier over the long run? Because guess what? People laugh at the start, they'll ask you how in the end. Oh, how did you do that? You were doing that thing in your house, the boxing stuff, the resistance band stuff. I said, what are you doing at that time? You looked a bit silly. And all of a sudden, it's like, I've just done this walk, I've just done this. Is that from doing that? We see this a lot. So, what's your imperfect action for today? Let me know in the comments. Let's take action. Focus on what you can do, not what you can't do. And I'll see you soon. Have an awesome day. Enjoy the 10 minutes of sun this morning. It's peeping out the clouds. And I'll see you soon.